Hey, good afternoon, Scurry County. It's Dan Hicks. I've got Tammy Quick with the Senior Center with me. We're going to talk about May Day here in a few minutes, but first I wanted to go over the numbers, and I wanted to read some of my thoughts that I've come up with, or that I have in reference to COVID. So today we have 15 new positives, 21 new recoveries. Our active cases stand at 78. We have 353 recoveries. We have the 5 deaths, and we have a total of 436 cases. So just some thoughts that I've had, and I've kind of evolved through this whole process. We started out, it was very fearful, and I've evolved, and with more information, everything changes. So as we've come through the last 7 months dealing with COVID, we've received a mountain of information. It can be hard to sift through it to get accurate information. We started out fearful of what would happen if we got COVID or if we had an outbreak. We now have different camps, those that are completely fearful of getting COVID to those who believe that COVID won't affect them or their families, and then all those others in between. Fear is still a driving factor when it's discussed on the news. I'm not saying that anyone's opinion is wrong or that we should or should not be afraid of COVID. My personal belief is we should respect it. We currently have no vaccine, and there are many that are being worked on, but it's just not there yet. Yesterday, I notified you that there were 2 additional deaths, bringing our total to 5 COVID-related or attributed deaths. One commenter on the YouTube stated that the underlying health conditions was not mentioned. That's a valid point. However, is that any reason to be less cautious? Recently, the CDC stated that 6% of the COVID deaths were due only to COVID. And that means that the remaining 94% had underlying health conditions that contributed to their passing. How many of us have an underlying health condition? I can nearly guarantee that every one of us knows someone who does have an underlying health condition if we don't have one ourselves. Some of those conditions are mild and some are more severe. I've heard from the medical community that COVID is what pushed those deaths that are COVID-related with underlying health conditions over the threshold and would be a contributing factor to their passing. I can understand that. So what I'm saying is that it wasn't just COVID, but because they had underlying conditions, they get COVID as well on top of that. And what they're telling us is that that is what pushed them over the edge, and caused them to pass. I used to have a hard time with that thinking, but like I said, I'm evolving. Basically, what I'm driving at here is, regardless of how we personally feel about the governor's mask order or COVID in general and how it could affect us, we should respect each other's thoughts, opinions, and beliefs. So that's just some thoughts I wanted to put out there. I've evolved, and I'm trying to think of this in a common sense way. I'm not one extreme or the other, just somewhere in the middle, and try to think about this responsibly. We've got to protect ourselves. We've got to protect those that we love and those that do have those underlying health conditions. So with that, we're going to talk to Tammy Quick, and we're going to talk about the May Day. We made the decision to cancel May Day, which was coming up this weekend, and it was not an easy decision at all. I know you and your staff and all those down there that have made all the crafts and the quilts and all of that has put a lot of work into this. And this is the major fundraising event for the Senior Center. So
yeah, it's just something this is the 42nd year, so it's just tradition. We were disappointed when we had to postpone it in May. We thought by now we would be on the tail end of COVID, and of course we're not. And so when we started planning it, we thought, okay, this is going to be okay. We're going to be okay. And then the outbreaks here this week just kind of finished that off. So changed that. So
it did change it, but you have a backup plan.
I do have a backup plan.
Z.
We're on Plan Z. Absolutely, we're on Plan Z. If this doesn't work, I've told everybody we're getting a backhoe and a time capsule, and it's 2020 is going in it, and we're done.
Okay.
So, but we do have a backup plan. The quilts is the main thing. Those ladies work on those quilts for a whole year. And so we're going to go ahead and do a quilt auction. The way we're going to do it, and I have flyers made up, so hopefully you'll see them around town. They'll be on our Facebook page. That's where a lot of the information is going to be put. Anybody who can share that and get more word out will be great. The quilt auction, we're going to hang the quilts starting next Thursday, the 1st of October. We're going to leave them up for a week. We're going to hang them in the senior center, all up along from the ceiling. So it'll be pretty cool when you come in and the quilts are all hanging. Then we'll have bid sheets out and people can come in and bid on them. You know, we'll kind of watch those sheets and somebody gets outbid. We're going to call them and say, hey, you know, you got outbid. You want to raise it a little bit. So people can come in and bid. We're going to have them on Facebook. They can comment on Facebook. We'll put their bid down. You know, we'll just keep that going for about a week. It may actually be kind of fun. We'll see. So
now, how many quilts are there? You said
there's 29 quilts.
29. Okay.
There's some king size. There's 2 that are the state of Texas.
Oh, those are
One
awesome
has
too.
those are beautiful. One is all red work embroidery and it has the seal, Texas seal. It's just beautiful. And then the other one is probably 2-inch squares and it makes the state of Texas and has the blue bonnet border. So they're real pretty. And so we are going to put minimum bids, starting bids on them.
Good. Okay.
So we'll kind of do that and we're just going to see where it goes and how it works.
Okay. All right.
So,
and talking about those quilts, if you haven't seen them, go to the Scurry County Health Unit, not Health Unit, Senior Center. I've got a health unit on my head. Go look at the Senior Center Facebook page, and they've got them listed on
we
there.
have them all on there.
They are fantastic. I
are.
wish I had some kind of talent like that.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. In the craft booth, we were so excited. May Day is generally held in May. Well, by moving it to this time of the year, we had fall decorations, beautiful fall decorations. The ladies worked so hard and they had so much fun on those and some Christmas things. And so we're going to do a craft sale at the Senior Center next Friday, the 2nd. We're going to start at 8 o'clock in the morning. So maybe we can catch some of those people that are on their way to work. They can swing by and there's stuff on there that would be great for Christmas presents, decorate for fall. And we're going to run it till about 2, whatever's left. And we'll put on Facebook and try to sell that way.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So let your boss know you're going to be a little bit late next Friday. So that you can go by the Senior Center and buy some crafts. And those are on Facebook too. Those are on your
those are on our Facebook page. And then the other thing is businesses in Snyder are so generous and they have been. Every year when we do our silent auction booth, there will be 100+ silent auction items donated by businesses in Snyder. And so we've already had some of those come in. There's probably about 50 to 60 items that we had for this year. We didn't really push out to get out there and get items because we knew COVID had put a lot of financial burden on businesses this year, and we didn't want we just didn't want to add to that. So, but we have about 60 items. We're going to put them on a Facebook auction.
Nice.
Yeah, it's our first time of trying this, so hopefully it works. I'm sure there'll be some bugs, but there's some homemade items that people have done. There's a stained glass piece that Dale Neves made that is beautiful that's going to be on there. There's a little red truck that's Brenda Lambert put flowers in the tree in and be great for Christmas, fall decorating. So anyway, there's some of that, and then businesses. There's some good stuff on our auction. So we're going to try that and see how that works.
And you said you're putting minimums on those as well, right?
Yeah, some of them we are. Yeah, some of them we are.
Yeah. Well, and I can see the reason why you would want to put some of the minimums. I mean, when someone puts their time and devotion and their passion into doing these things, you want them to be appreciated.
We do.
And so
we want to value that time and that talent.
Definitely.
Because it's not something everybody has.
Yeah.
And they are willing to give of that time and talent to the Senior Center and the support of the Senior Center. And we want to honor that with, they're very reasonable minimums. We just want to make sure that their time and talent is honored.
I completely respect that.
Yeah.
So we were, wow, I had a thought and then I lost it.
Uh-oh.
That's not good.
No.
Okay, so right now, Thursday, October 1st until Wednesday, October 7th, that's going to be the quilt auction. And you go in to the Senior Center and see the quilts and put a bid in. The craft sale is Friday, October 2nd, 8 to 2. And I remember my thought. I knew if I rolled, I would think about it. We were talking about how this isn't going to turn the lights off because we're not having May Day out in the This is, the county it pays for the electrical service, all of these things, the foods, all of that. but this is more for
Yeah.
your, for other areas.
The funds that we get from our May Day, or anytime anyone makes a donation to the senior center or a memorial to the senior center and the May Day money, that all goes in a fund that is strictly for the senior center. It can't be used for anything else.
Right.
It is strictly the senior center money.
Okay.
Well, a couple years ago, we needed a new transportation bus. The money wasn't in the budget for that.
Right.
And so we used May Day money and it bought that.
Okay.
You know, home delivery meal vans.
Yes, ma'am.
If something goes wrong with one of them and they're all getting quite a few miles and getting older and starting to nickel and dime us, if we have to go buy a new van, the money's not in the budget, we have that money
Right.
to take care of the senior center.
Okay.
So we don't have to stop any services because we don't have money in our budget, because we have that money that is our money.
Right. Yeah.
That is used but no, the county supports us, you know, our electric bill's paid because the
Right.
county supports us, and we appreciated that. The senior center in Scurry County is so fortunate, much more so than any of the senior centers in any of the surrounding areas, because the taxpayers do support us so well. And then, you know, we get supported with May Day and donations and all of that. So we're very, very fortunate, and we're just thankful. We just are thankful that we have what we have.
Well, my thought is we need to take care of those that have come before us.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you'd like to bring up?
No, just that it's not, the one thing I do want to say, it's not just about the money and the funds. The things that these ladies do, it gives them, and gentlemen, not just the ladies,
Sure.
it gives them a purpose. It gives them a reason to come get out of bed in the morning. It gives them a purpose to make something or to do something or to volunteer or whatever. So it's not just about the money. It's about, this is a place for them to belong and to still have a purpose.
Yes.
And that's more important than any amount of money.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
100%.
it is.
Okay, silent auction on Facebook, Thursday, October 1st. Bidding begins at 4 and 7. We have the flyers, and we'll put these on our Scurry County Facebook page, and we'll put them on the Senior Center Senior Center Facebook page, and any other department that we have that has a Facebook page, we'll put them on there. And we'll send it to the paper and see if they want to put it in there as well.
Yeah.
So, talking about the drive-up voting. All right, so I have a question on here. Can we talk about the drive-up voting? We're going to do that next week. I will have Melody or Melody Appleton come in. We'll give a demonstration of the machine if she will agree to it. I bet she will. I hope she will. But we'll do that next week. And had Denise that said the senior center is a wonderful place and very appreciated. 100% agree with that. So, okay. Anything else, Tammy?
No, I'm good.
Awesome. Thank you for everything you do
No,
for the
thank you
senior
for letting
center.
us.
Absolutely. All right, y'all have a great day, and we will talk to y'all again soon.
Okie dokie.